Hi guys, I hope you're all alright and enjoying the gorgeous sunshine outside if you've got it down where you are. I'm Ellie and I am the owner and creator of Eleanor Decor. So I focus on hand-spun art yarns, spinning and felting fibres, hand-woven items and also other spinning and weaving accessories. So I've done this business now for just over 2 years and it's sort of evolved from me just loving the fibre arts community and sort of just seeing what I could bring to that as well. So I'll start with all my yarns. So I've got my big yarn wall here. There's just a small selection of what I do on here, but I'll take you through each sort of style so you can have a good look at each one and what they're used for or what you can use them for, and yeah, we'll have a good look at them. So I started off focusing mainly on weaving art yarns because this is something that I really enjoyed doing. I loved doing just like little hand woven wall pieces. So for me, this is how I started my journey into the yarns. So perfect yarns I found that just add loads of depth to a woven wall hanging were the big bubble yarns. So something like this, as you can see, is absolutely huge. So this is, like, compare it to the size of your hand. So things like that. I'll show you some of my wall hangings that I've got around and about, so again you can just see how they're used. But things like that, they're just full of glitter. I've got like locks in there. The fibres that I use range from all British wools to bamboo, silks, literally anything you can think of. I try and stuff them in there because it just adds so much to your yarns. I also love to use dyed fibre to create my yarns as well. So these, as you can see, have a bit of a different feel to that one that sort of had all the bells and whistles going on. It's a bit more simple. So moving on from the sort of chunkier coils, I also do the nice little thin ones. So I do have some customers that are able to knit from these sort of yarns. I personally am not the best knitter in the world, so I haven't tried that yet, but I must do. So yes, that's just another way of doing the coiling. And then the yarns that you're probably more used to if you're a knitter or crocheter to seeing are things like the 2-ply yarns. So these ones are, if you look closely at like a Decor yarn that you buy, you'll notice the similarities. These are just hand spun on my wheel. So they're a bit chunkier than normal. Just I love to spin quite thick just because, again, you get lots of texture in there. This one, as you can see, is absolutely huge. So that one would be perfect for a knitting project. So some yarns I do are just the smaller quantities, but then I can make up as much as you want. I do take on custom orders, so if there's something that's in your head, just ask away and I'm sure I can help. Another one of the knitting yarns that I do is the thick thin yarns. So this one's from a dyed braid of mine, and then I've just knitted up a bit of a swatch just so you can see sort of how that knits up. So I love these. They just add a different element to a bit of knit work. I mean, the jumper that I'm wearing was, again, dyed yarn by myself. I did have to get someone else to knit this jumper up for me though, because again, I'm not the best knitter. It's something that I'd love to learn. Then another one of my yarns is, I call this one an eyelash yarn. So again, this is great for knitters and crocheters. So it's quite a bit thinner, this one. Just show you a bit closer. So again, this one's been made from a fibre bat that I've made myself, and again, stuff full of so many different fibres, and of course loads and loads of glitter. That's what you kind of expect from my work. I've just again knitted up a little swatch just on what that sort of would look like. So something like that rainbow yarn, as you can see, the colours just change all the time. So I'd love to see like a whole jumper made up in something like that. And then another type of yarn is just the more simple ones, which are like the single ones. So these are just a 1-ply, but again, you can do this in any sort of thickness. And they're perfect for both knitting and crocheting, and obviously weaving. All of these yarns you can use in your weavings. So next up is my spinning and felting fibres that I make. So I'll just turn the camera around. So all of these ones, so my main ones that I produce are the art bats. So these ones full of sparkle, and then there's so many different fibres that are intertwined within here. So I don't know if you can see there's some flax and linen, there's your bamboo, which has got the bit of a sheen, and obviously all your wools. I just love how they all come together, especially once you spin them up or felt them. It can just look different every time. That's what I love about these. So I've got so many different colourways of them that you can have a look on my website and see. Any of my bats as well I can also make into roll lags, which I just love how a little roll lag nugget looks. Oh, I forgot to mention, on the yarns I also have quite a few of these packs that I think are great for any sort of new weavers. So they're just packs of loads of little bits of my art yarn. So there's literally 2 plies, coils, there's everything stuffed into them. So they're a great one if you're new to weaving, maybe just want like a little play with on your loom. You can obviously grab one of them and have loads of different yarns to play with. And if you don't have a loom, I also provide them. So I've got these portable wooden weaving loom frames. So these ones come with everything that you see here. So they come with all your little tools attached. They're really lightweight. They're made out of a really thick MDF so that they won't snap or anything like that. But they're like really great portable ones. I have a couple of friends that weave in the car when they're waiting for kids to finish their clubs, things like that. It's just one that you can stick in your bag, take anywhere, chuck your fibres in there. Really easy. Then I've also got the circular weaving frames. So these ones you get in a pack of 5. They'll come unwarped, but I've just warped these up just so you can see what you can do with them. Obviously you can warp them vertically or do it round like that. I've also got an example. So I personally love round weavings because I'm a bit of a lazy bugger and I hate taking things off a loom. So with the circular ones you can literally keep the frame there and it's done as soon as you're finished. So things like that, again, you can see how like different fibres have been used along with all the art yarns as well. So just going back to the spinning and felting fibres. I also do the dyed braids. So I am quite new to these ones, but hopefully you should be seeing quite a lot more from me in these ones. Again, colour ranges are just my personality in dye form. I love colour, like mermaid, unicorn, anything like that. You'll probably see it on my shop. I've also got these fab little, I call them rainbow nuggets. So these are just like loads of balls of little fluff that if you're new to spinning or anything like that, you can again just grab one, have a little tester and just see how to go without committing to spinning a full bat or anything. Those little nuggets are perfect, and obviously you can make yourself a lovely rainbow yarn as well from them. If you are new to spinning, and obviously I know a spinning wheel can be a bit of a costly venture, if you just want to have a go with any drop spindles. These are my handmade drop spindles, so they're made out of resin, these bits, and they have such a good weight to them. So I've also made them extra long on this bit because when I started spinning, I did learn to spin on a drop spindle like many spinners, and for me I would lose a lot of my yarn off the end, which would bug the heck out of me. So that was one of the main things I wanted to do when I created these. They've got a lovely weight, so your fibre can obviously draft like a lot easier, things like that. So there's lots of those on my website, if you can see those close up. Lots of different ones for you. And then on the fibre as well, I also do the hand blended ones. So these ones are a bit more simple. These are plain. They're sort of made up of Corriedale and merino wools, most of them. If you like a bit of a plainer spin or a felt. So I've just spun up some of these just into the singles, just so you can see obviously how they spin up. But obviously, like I said, any fibre spins up completely differently to whoever's spinning it, which is what I love about the art. And then what I'll do is I'll just take you and show you some of the woven wall hangings that I do have. And you can see how some of these are using all the art yarns. So I know sometimes an art yarn you can look at and think, what on earth do I do with it? So something like that. And then I've got this piece here. So I just love a big like chunky fringe. Which are these? Again, just including anything but the kitchen sink really, just to make a lovely piece of art to brighten up your walls. And then as part of the weaving accessories, sorry, I'll just pop you back in my tripod if I can. So as well as that, I also do loads of fabric weaving ribbons. So again, the piece I've just shown you there had loads of them included. So they're just loads and loads of colour and texture from bits of fabric. I love to add those sort of things to your weavings because again, it just adds so much more depth. And then another thing that I have created for the markets that I'm doing this year, just because I really wanted to sort of think of a more reusable way to do like a shopping bag, and obviously everyone has 10 million project bags going, I know I do. So I've made them have a bit of fun to them. I know this reads backwards, but this one's a crazy yarn addict, so everything on there is glitter, so it's just very me. You can obviously use these to pop to your local shopping. That one's just not just another project inside here, because I know like myself you'll probably have about 10 million projects on the go. And then this one I think we can all relate to. There's no such thing as too much yarn. So I think I've taken you through everything that I've got available. I have also just mentioned that I take custom orders, so just literally drop me a message. I'm more than happy to talk you through literally anything that you've seen today or anything that you've seen on my Instagram from, I don't know, like a year ago that you love that I've not done since, things like that. I'm more than happy to have a discussion about, and they're the sort of journeys that I love doing. I love doing the custom orders. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed seeing what Eleanor Decor brings to the fibre arts world, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye. Sorry if I can ever close it. Right, see you later, guys.